Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello everyone, this is Fed Up in Hollywood, episode 1, the new podcast, and this is Brett Zubler. Alongside with me is
Jamie Colino right here.
Alright, how's it going? We are out of an underground, undisclosed location in Los Angeles, California.
Right. We don't want any of you guys knowing where we are. Get a lot of stalkers that way.
Get a lot of stalkers and a lot of people, just trying to get money from us, and, we just can't have it. Can't have it.
I don't have money for us, so you can't have my money for you. That's how that's going to work right now. So, Brett, why don't you tell them who's making this happen for us?
Well, guys, today's episode and our show is brought to you by Dream Killers Headshots. That's right, it's Dream Killers Headshots. Now, guys, if you mention our show, you mention Fed Up in Hollywood with Jamie and Brett, you get half off headshots right now. And
that's a great deal.
Yep.
Great deal.
And the price with the half off, you mentioned the promo code, is $2,500.
You can't beat that. You just check around Hollywood. That is a great deal. They're honestly, I got my headshots done with them. I didn't have the promo code, and I was so happy with it that I would go back without the promo code. So check them out.
You heard it here, folks. Dream Killers Headshots, guys. I just mentioned Fed Up in Hollywood with Jamie and Brett.
That's right. We're both fed up and in Hollywood and fed up with Hollywood, but that's a whole other story. So I'm sure we'll get into that as this progresses. But yeah, I guess it's award season. We should probably talk about some of the awards. I know both of us are a part of SAG. That's unfortunately, right. They take my money yearly and don't provide me with any sort of work, but that's fine. I guess that's nice.
Well, Jamie, I got really close to qualifying for the insurance last year. They say you need $15,000 to qualify with the insurance that you have to make through SAG. I just got my W-2 form back. I made $13.
That is awesome. You were there. Hey, that's further ahead than I was.
Absolutely. I did some background work on the new Barney movie that's coming out.
Wow, that is lucky. Right? Did you get to meet him?
No, I didn't.
No, that's unfortunate. Well, that's true. I mean, your background, so
that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, some of these awards coming up. We'll start with the SAG Awards. Some pretty interesting nominees there. The thing that pisses me off, I guess, about the SAG Awards. This is my 4th year voting. It is the same people every year, especially when it comes to TV. And that just kind of pisses me right off. I mean, there's plenty of other actors out there. There's plenty of other TV shows that need recognition. Who are the lazy suits in charge of picking out nominees? Because, in my opinion, they're not cutting it. They're not getting it done. And but anyways, again, that's another rant for another day. And, anyways. So I got to see some of the movies this year. They sent me the screeners. I guess that's where my union dues go, for them to mail me DVDs.
It pays for the postage.
Then it should be express. I should be getting UPS packages nonstop all day, every day. But that's not happening. It comes. And why am I the last one to get them anyways?
I don't know. You know what? Actually, this is the funny thing. Actually, true story. Okay, so I called. I did call SAG the other day because I didn't have them, and I didn't have them. I was really, upset, and they said, "Oh, they were shipped. They were shipped." And I was like, "Well, I don't have them. Can you ship them again?" They did oblige. They did ship them again, but here, someone, buddy of mine who I actually lived with in Redondo had them, and he didn't tell me. So he was watching the screener, so they turned out they did send. But I even changed my address and everything, but he had my screeners, and he told me, he goes, "Oh, I got your screeners." I was like, well, that would have been great to know. So the past 2 years, actually, they've been going to his house. So I finally got them, but it took a while, and they sent them to my friend, even though I changed the address, but whatever.
I hope you called to apologize to SAG, as nice as they were to send you second copies.
Well, yes, and but they didn't They said they're going to take out some of the $13 that I made
Oh, yeah.
from the year just because they had to send them again.
It's coming right out of your check.
Yeah, so I actually made $8 after taxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And that's going right to the government. Okay, but anyways, let's see some of these nominees. I mean, we got in the male actor for the outstanding performance in a leading role. We got Bryan Cranston, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Fassbender, Eddie Redmayne. Some pretty good performances there. I was not a huge fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, nor was I a big fan of The Revenant.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's right.
You're like the only one.
No, that's not true. Most people I talked to found it long and boring, kind of like Night with Me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what all the big hype's about. For me, I guess it was lacking this category. I ended up voting for Michael Fassbender. I mean, are we allowed to disclose who
I
we
think
voted
so.
on?
I
Are they
mean,
going to kick me out of the union?
They might kick us out of the union, but I'm
Yes.
going to go ahead and I think it's okay. I mean, people
Yeah.
in the presidential election say they vote for it, so I don't really know the rules. There
Yeah.
could be a clause against this, but we're going to go ahead and tell you our nominations.
Yeah, I
go-
mean, yeah, no, that was like I said, that's who I voted for. He did a pretty good job in Steve Jobs, as Steve Jobs. Yeah, so that's kind of who I voted for. Not kind of who I voted for. I mean, that's exactly who I voted for.
you didn't give it a half vote, you gave it a full vote.
Yeah, I don't think they're taking partials anymore.
I don't either.
No,
it's like
not
when
at all.
when you took a test in school where it's like fill out the whole bubble.
Yeah.
Don't halfway mark it
No.
or put a little bit of a pencil in it.
No.
Just fill out the whole bubble. Well, as much as Jamie, I did actually. I know I did vote for Leo
Oh,
for The Revenant, but however, I don't know if you saw Black Mass.
Yes.
But I did see Black Mass, and I really, really liked it, and I think it was, just kind of pushed under the rug in terms of, the popularity that it has. But I'm a big fan of, mafia films and
Yes.
mob, so I think, honestly, the portrayal of James Whitey Bulger by Johnny Depp was actually good, and it was refreshing to see him, go back into a darker character again. So that almost had my vote, but
just not much. Leonardo
Yeah.
just edged him out.
he just got by.
Hey, fair enough. We're each entitled to our own votes.
That's right.
I did like Black Mass. I would have liked a bit more action going into it. I expected maybe a little bit more action, but other than that, I did enjoy the movie as a whole. But we're not voting for movies. We're voting for performances as actors. Yeah, so I guess next would be outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role, which kind of threw me because I always thought they were referred to as actresses. Not.
No, they've changed. They're
Yeah, I guess
PC
so.
now.
I guess.
It's 2016. They're politically correct.
Yeah, well, I'm glad SAG is because from what I've been hearing, the Oscars don't seem to be.
Ooh.
But whatever, that's fine with me. So we had Kate Blanchett, Brie Larson, Helen Mirren. I don't, for the life of me, know how to pronounce.
So, say your ears, Ronan.
Sorcerin. Anyways, so check out Brooklyn. If you think we're trying to be funny, then you just Google that shit. Check out Brooklyn and the part of Elise, I guess. Again, I don't know how to say that.
Sir.
Yeah, we're getting closer. And,
Sours.
and Sarah Silverman are the nominees.
Who do you vote for in this one?
You know what? I'm going to cause more problems because I actually did vote for Sarah.
So did I.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's
actually.
good. Because of
Yeah.
the name?
Yes, absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. No, I did think it was actually a good film.
I
I
agree.
went into it with low hopes, and I was like, well, if I'm
That's
going to
good.
vote, I got to watch them all. So I did, and I actually thoroughly
Fair
enjoyed
enough.
it.
Fair enough. I guess let's move to outstanding performance by a male actor in a supporting role. We have Christian Bale, Idris Elba, Mark Rylance, Michael Shannon, and Jacob Tremblay. I'll let you take it on this one.
Did you say Idris? Did you mention
No. Yeah, I said
okay.
I think I said Idris.
Okay,
I'm just
Idris,
having trouble,
Idris.
trouble with the names today.
Potato.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, who'd you vote for on this one?
I went Michael Shannon. Huge fan. Yeah, I like him in Boardwalk Empire. I actually met him once. He's a really nice guy. Not that has anything to do with the performance, but I did think that he was a pretty big asshole in the movie as a developer in 99 Homes. So you should check it out. Check out that performance. Yeah. How about yourself?
I thought that film was awesome too. But you know what? I really liked. I really liked Beast of No Nation.
Oh, okay.
And I went with it. I thought as much as I liked The Big Short.
Good movie.
And the other films, I seriously, I was a big fan of it. I thought that he might have been snubbed. Idris might have been snubbed at the Oscars because I thought he did a fantastic performance, and I did go with Sir Elba.
For Sir Elba?
Yes.
Sir, I was unaware that he was knighted by the Queen.
Yes,
but
he was.
Hey, good for him.
Yes, he was.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay, so outstanding performance by a female fuck it. An outstanding performance by an actress in a supporting role.
Yes.
That's the way it is. We have Rooney Mara, Rachel McAdams, Helen Mirren, Alicia Vikander, and Kate Winslet. Brett, who'd you vote for? Who got your vote here?
I went with Kate Winslet.
Yes, as did I.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes, I think she did a great job as a Polish lady. I think she was supposed to be Polish, but either way, at first I didn't even recognize her.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And, she's one of my favorites,
yes.
In terms of, serious actresses. And I think...
You mean female actor?
Female actor, I'm so sorry. I guess I'm not politically correct. I was born in the 80s, so I come from a different time, if you will.
The decade... infamous for the racism and political incorrectness.
Yeah,
I guess, the 80s.
The 80s, yeah. It's a very different time growing up in the 80s. But, I guess we'll do outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. So
here we go.
A Beast of No Nation. We have...
Yeah, good luck. We want to just read the titles?
Yes, Beast of No Nation. We have Abraham Atta, Agu, Kurt Edgeway in second 1C, or second IC. And we have Idris Elba.
Sir Idris Elba.
Sir Idris Elba, that's right. You know what? No, that's not correct. That's a typo, isn't it? Because that's the cast.
Yeah, this is the title of the film, and then the names under it.
Oh, yes. Okay, so, sorry. Beast of No Nation, The Big Short, Spotlight, Straight Outta Compton. That's what it is. And Trumbo as well. And is that it for that category? Okay, great. Who'd you vote for this one, Gene?
This one was The Big Short for me. I really enjoyed Steve Carell's performance in it. Dating back to The Office, he's been one of my favorites. Not that The Office has anything to do with this, but I think he did a really good job. And the cast in general, I thought, did a really good job. So, yeah, that's the one that got my vote, hands down. How about yourself?
Very nice. You know what? I did Trumbo.
Okay.
Actually, I really liked it. Big fan of Bryan Cranston, Louis C.K., Diane Lane, obviously. But I thought it was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the film, and I went with that one. That one surprised me, but I did like The Big Short as well.
Nice. I'm not going to lie, and you'll probably also get me kicked out of the union. I did not see Trumbo.
Give me your SAG card and cut it up right now.
All right. Well, here's my other thing. It's partially SAG's fault because they didn't send me a screener for it. They expected
those
me.
jerks.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to watch it?
That's right. Well, I find that's the unfair advantage. I mean,
maybe they're in Redondo Beach along with my other screeners.
Maybe I should call them. No, I did not get a
should.
Trumbo screener, and I was far too lazy to use my SAG movie cash to go see it in the theater. So, yeah, that's that.
That is that. Well, you know what? Let's take it over to let's take it over to sports, shall we? We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with sports. Hold on one second. We'll be right back.
Bye. Hey, we're back. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. That is an awesome song we got going here. This segment is brought to you by Mordecai Goldman, one of the greatest actor coaches that I know. He does his coaching at the Comfort Inn in the City of Industry, Conference Room F. It's going to be the first Tuesday of the month. And again, you just mentioned this code, and you mentioned the podcast actually. Mentioned that you heard about him, and it's a referral. And again, you'll get 50% off. He was nice enough to broker that deal. It's actually where I took my acting classes for the last couple of years, and it's where Brett and I met. Mm-hmm. So on to the sports front here. A big weekend in football. Starting off with the Patriots and the Broncos. A bit of a surprise for me here. I thought definitely Mr. Gisele Bündchen would have played a lot better, especially with 56 passing attempts and doing just under half of that. Not too impressed, I was. But
you know what's amazing about that one, though, Jamie? I mean, literally, the missed extra point cost them the game. I mean, Steven Gostkowski, the kicker for the Patriots, has not missed an extra point since 2006. He's. I mean, you take that away. I mean, they played a good game. It was tough. It was a great game. But you take literally that away. I mean, they lost on one play of the 2-point conversion, but they played their ass off. Am I glad the Denver Broncos won? Yes. I am sick of Belichick. I am sick of Brady.
even with that hoodie?
Even with the hoodie, with the cut-off sleeves. And I know the Massachusetts listeners of the show are going to be angry with me. Well, I just can't.
Assuming we have any in Massachusetts.
Well, there's a couple. They tweeted me.
Oh, nice.
But, you take that away, they win the game, which is shocking.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, I don't understand how, as a professional kicker, you're missing an extra point. The other thing I could not understand is why Darian Stewart would try to return that 2-point conversion. I mean, the game's over. Why are you... And then he ends up fumbling it, which could have allowed the Patriots to pick it up and score. So, I mean, I'm not too sure why you don't just take a knee or go down or run out of bounds and do a little celebration dance or anything like that. It just kind of blew my mind. Not something I would do if I was a professional football player and was able to intercept Mr. Gisele Bündchen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, should we move on to the other game?
Works for me.
Sounds good. So we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers smoked the Cardinals. When I say smoked, they rolled them up.
Oh yeah, I
smoked them.
Did Arizona not realize that they were going to be playing a game? Did they just think it was sort of like a Pro Bowl kind of a thing?
They look like a Division III high school team out there. I mean, 49-15. I was even shocked. Did I think the Panthers were going to win? Absolutely. Cam Newton is unstoppable. That offense is ridiculous. But to beat them that bad, the Cardinals didn't show up at all.
No, I mean, essentially, Carolina scored more points in... The game was over after the first quarter, if you look at it. Putting up 17 after the first quarter, Carolina did, and Arizona only scoring 15 for the entire game. Just over. Done. Yeah, I mean, Cam Newton is definitely emerging as one of the big-time quarterbacks in the league. Definitely, I mean, if SAG would let me vote for the MVP of the league in the NFL, why they would, I don't know. But if they did, he would get my vote. He's definitely torn it up this year, this season, and taken a team that nobody would have thought. I remember, I think, when they were 6-0, 7-0, I thought for sure, I'm like, this is just a fluke. There's no way these guys are going anywhere. And they just made me eat it. So they're off to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
I think your voter register. I think you can vote for the MVP, and I think that's in Redondo Beach, along with the screeners. I think you can, but you're gonna have to get the.
Essentially, so I've got a little trekking to do today. I got to head down to Redondo Beach. Actually, I shouldn't say down. Then people might be able to figure out our location.
They're gonna know.
I should head east to Redondo Beach.
Northeast,
southwest, and yeah. So what are you thinking about the Super Bowl?
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what? To be honest, I love Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Especially because I do. This is definitely his last year. Like,
yeah.
It's got to be. All the injuries, everything aside. I'd like to see them win and go out on top, but I'm going to say this right now. I say the Carolina Panthers, even though Denver's defense is immaculate.
Bunch of studs.
Exactly. I say final score, Carolina Panthers 35, Denver Broncos 12.
Wow, I'm writing it down. I'm literally right now.
You heard it here, folks.
Writing it down.
It is January. What's the date?
25th.
25th, folks. You heard it here. In episode 1 of Fed Up in Hollywood, I predicted that. So if you're a betting man, you want the Vegas
or woman
overs and under, or woman, yes, got to be politically correct.
You're such a child of the 80s.
I can't help it. It's different times. I'm sorry. Product of the 80s.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think the score is going to be quite as high, but I do see Carolina. I would rather Denver win. I used to like it when Bill Romanowski played for Denver, kind of dating myself. But, yeah, I'm going to go Carolina 26, Denver 18.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a closer game. Definitely one I will be watching, and mostly for commercials. So I can see a bunch of deadbeat actors doing what I wish I was doing, and ignoring the halftime show, which I don't care at all about. And
you don't want to see Rihanna?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not unless she's walking through my front door.
I completely understand.
Yes, so there's that. I also do not understand why Bud Light is the proud sponsor of the NFL. Are we even allowed to plug them? Like, what's Mordecai Goldman gonna think if I'm plugging Bud Light after he's given us a nice chunk of money to plug his gig?
That's so true. But I mean, it's also like, his classes are at the Comfort Inn, and I don't know if I'm really allowed to plug Comfort Inn, but that's where it is. Remember, you heard it here, folks, guys. Mordecai Goldman. And he's in Conference Room F at Choice Hotels, Comfort Inn and Suites in the City of Industry, California. Guys, it's right next to the McDonald's and right next to the BP. Mordecai Goldman, folks, mentioned the show, like I said again, does the class every first Tuesday of the month, guys. He does it from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just mention the show. He'll give you $25 off, guys. And like we said, when we went to his class, we learned so much. We learned about our inner selves, guys, and that's what just the actor needs, guys. Fed Up in Hollywood. This is.
You got to get in touch with it. You got to get in touch with your inner self. Those emotions. Anyway, but enough about that. He's not paying us that much.
That's right. Should we do a commercial break?
Let's go to the commercial. Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
We're gonna do a commercial break, and we'll be right back with our week. This is Fed Up in Hollywood with Jamie and Brett.
Hey, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. This last segment is brought to you by Yakasumi Meatballs on the corner of Inglewood and Sepulveda. Brett, give them the slogan.
If it's not Yakasumi, it's yucky.
And again, mention that you heard it here on the podcast, Fed Up in Hollywood with Brett and Jamie. And they will give you 6 free meatballs for every 60 you buy. That is a great deal. Those are actually, I'll give them a new slogan. Those are the only balls I want to put in my mouth.
Yes, oh man, it's so good. I was running around with the kids yesterday, and they were like, I'm hungry. And I was like, we're going to Yakasumi. They're like, I don't want to go to Yakasumi. Trust me, I gave the kids the meatballs. They just stopped. And when I say kids, I don't mean my kids. I'm a nanny. when I'm not doing this. So basically, I took the kids. I got them. They loved it.
Yeah, makes sense. I know I do.
They loved. So Yakasumi. If it's not Yakasumi, it's Yaki.
Yucky. Yeah. So how was your week, Brett?
Well, you know what? My week was fine. I had an audition.
Oh shit!
Yep, it was for
First one of the year.
First one of the year. Yep. So I got back. I was in New York and Pennsylvania for a little bit. So I got back, and my agent sends me on a audition, and it was for a Verizon commercial.
Yes, it is.
And,
National.
A national commercial.
Money.
Here was the beautiful part.
Yeah.
I went out for I was a professional swimmer.
Yeah, you are.
And I've never swam professionally. So they wanted college level swimmers. I've never swam competitively before, but I went out for it. I did not get a call back, nor did I get acknowledged for that matter. But I went on it. My agent seemed happy, but yeah, it didn't go so well. I didn't have so they wanted me to be in my swimming trunks. And I didn't have swimming trunks, so I'm there in my underwear.
Yes.
And the actual
and that didn't sell
room.
it?
No, it didn't. I didn't because, like I said,
Bunch of racists.
I haven't swam professionally, and I get a little bit of beer gut right now, so I don't really look like a Michael Phelps. So, but I did go to the audition, and we'll see what the next one is. Maybe I'll be doing it for Yakasumi meatballs, because I could really sell that one now.
You're doing it now. They're paying you to sell their balls.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question for you then. Was it in a pool, or was that round 2?
That was round 2. But
okay.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't really have the swimmer's physique, because round 1 I did not get through. So
No.
Yeah. How about your week though? That was.
It was okay. A lot of work. My arm's in a sling. Got a little broken arm. Had surgery on it. So that's been good. I mean, most of the week is a blur thanks to the Oxycontin they put me on. But yeah, I'm kind of weaning myself off that. It was wonderful to work on the weekend at Whose Line Is It Anyways? And by wonderful, I mean a waste of my time and life. Because I'll tell you the worst part, not only the long days of watching improv, which is rehearsed, by the way. I'm not going to lie. It's rehearsed. Just you heard it here first. Blew that secret. Probably will lose my job.
Mind blown.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the worst part was craft service. I am definitely someone... And for those of you who don't know, craft service is... Inside the stage, it is where the food is set up. I'm not talking meals. It's mostly like snacks. Sometimes it is meals. Sometimes you can get some really good food there. Not here. Not at Whose Line. It was the last day of shooting, which I was told over and over again to explain why there was no food there. It was essentially a couple of apples. And there were even lemons. I'm talking whole lemons in a fruit basket. Why anyone would eat an entire lemon? It wasn't sliced. It was just, and there were 4 or 5 of them. So,
well, they're good for scurvy.
I guess the demand for lemon was so high on the show that the craft service representative felt it necessary to go buy a bunch. Other than that, the coffee was horrible.
Was there even any tea?
There was a
Okay,
there
but
was
like
not a lot.
But the lemons are usually like cut up, If they're
That's
gonna
my
do
point.
That,
And
they're
put
not
in a
giving you like
fridge.
whole
No,
lemons
no.
to like here, take the lemon, take the tea, you do the math.
Yeah, I felt like I was on an episode of Chopped on the Food Network, and I had to do something with these lemons. So that kind of pissed me off. They were late nights, and it's kind of why I'm in a cranky mood now. But yeah, that's over with. They won't be coming back till March, and I'm sure I'll have to work it then. But other than that, with my arm and I didn't win the Powerball. Not that that was this week, but I played, and I don't even think I got one single number. So yeah, that's my luck. But other than that, not too much happening this week. Hopefully the week coming up will be a lot better. So yeah. I guess I don't have anything else more to talk about, Brett. How about you?
Well, I do want to say something.
Yeah?
I did. This is So I was in Denny's this morning. I had breakfast at Denny's because I was born in the '80s. I have to say.
Did you have a Grand Slam?
Again, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I had a cheesesteak omelet.
Yes.
And I felt terrible about this, but I clogged the toilet, and
Better there than here.
Exactly. Yeah. So I come out. I clogged the toilet, and I asked for a plunger because I was like, hey, can I go take care of this mess? And I go in. And there's just water covering the floor. It's like I thought it was clogged. I didn't think it was overflowing. It literally was all over the floor. And I was literally there just clogging the toilet, getting water everywhere. And I had to send the poor guy and the custodial staff to...
Jorge?
Yeah, I think his name was Mark.
Oh.
Actually, I sent him
Sorry,
Mark.
sorry about
That's
that.
cool. Yeah, it was just a terrible, terrible thing. But you know what? That's just the first part of the week. I'm sure the week is gonna get a lot better. It's only Monday.
It's all uphill from here.
It's all uphill from here. But yeah, that's just a terrible, terrible thing. What I'm saying is, my point is just all restaurants should have a plunger next to it,
Handy.
especially at a place where one of their meal items is a lumberjack Grand Slam. You can't expect someone not to go in there. I don't care if it's high flow, low flow,
Agreed.
toilet. You gotta be prepared. I mean, someone's not gonna ask for the plunger, okay?
No, save your clientele the embarrassment. Just have it there. I agree with you wholeheartedly. There is no reason for you shouldn't have to walk in shame to ask for a plunger, especially being the nice guy that you'll do it yourself.
Yeah, and I had to send the poor guy in there to clean up all the water. I felt terrible. I'm not happy about it, but I'm just saying, come on, have the plunger there.
Yes,
They're
please.
not expensive.
Nope.
Hardware stores are
99-cent store. I've seen them there.
Absolutely. So that's just, I guess that's our 2 cents in conclusion. But you guys, thank you so much for listening
Thank
to Fed
you
Up
all.
in Hollywood, episode 1. We'll be back next Monday with another exciting episode, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep.